So yesterday we were discussing about Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN, and I told you what were the inefficiencies in traditional WAN. So we are shifting over SD-WAN, right? Cisco SD-WAN. It is called software defined WAN. I told you that SD-WAN follows the principles of SDN, software defined networking, right? And if I talk about traditional WAN, it was designed to, you can say, route the traffic from remote sites to companies' data center using private MPLS circuit or internet through IPsec tunnels, right? But now most of the applications are out of data center, right? They are, you can say, deployed in public cloud or they are deployed on the internet. Okay. So we don't need to send the user's traffic from branches to enterprise data center and then send out to the cloud, right? Because here, see, first of all, this process is inefficient and expensive also, and it is not scalable as well. And nowadays, you know that here in enterprise networks, many networks are moving towards digital transformation, right? So there are some new requirements for security, cloud connectivity, internet connectivity, WAN management. So in traditional WAN, these you can say these were not possible. Okay, ये सब चीजें traditional WAN में available नहीं थी. ठीक है. ट्रेडिशनल वैन में हम लोग सारा ट्रैफिक डेटा सेंटर के थ्रू इंटरनेट पे या क्लाउड बेस्ड एप्लीकेशंस पे सेंड करते थे. But in case of SD-WAN, as I told you that SD-WAN applies or it follows the principles of software defined networking into traditional WAN, into traditional WAN. Okay, or here you can say SD-WAN applies the principles of software defined networking into traditional WAN. Okay, and you can say it is designed to meet the requirements for the enterprise networks which are there nowadays. Okay. So first of all, this SD-WAN will provide you multiple benefits, which I told you yesterday, right? Like it will reduce cost. It will also enable automation in the network. Here, centralized control plane will be used. Single management plane will be used to manage all the infrastructure devices, right? Now, you can write it like this. SD-WAN provides different improvements over traditional WAN. Okay, over traditional WAN. Like, first of all, it can connect any location, right? It can connect any location in fast, you can say secure and highly scalable manner. Okay, highly scalable manner. Shit, wait. Okay, using zero touch provisioning. In SD-WAN, zero touch provisioning is available so that we can perform onboarding of the WAN infrastructure devices in a fast and secure and highly scalable manner. जो भी आप यहाँ पे वैन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डिवाइसेस डिप्लॉय करते हो, वैन राउटर्स डिप्लॉय करते हो, जिनको हम लोग वी एच राउटर बोलते हैं, वी एच राउटर. ओके, तो वो सारे राउटर्स को आप ऑटोमेटिकली प्रोविजन कर सकते हो विद द हेल्प ऑफ जीटीपी, जीरो टच प्रोविजनिंग. ओके, It is used to implement transport independent when, as I told you yesterday also, on any underlying on any underlying transport or when transport, like internet, MPLS, or 5G LTE, right? 5G LTE, etc. There are some other type of, you can say, WAN connections available, which are more secure. Okay. It provides end-to-end security from remote sites to the internet, or you can say it will provide single, here you can write it like this. It provides end-to-end security from remote sites to the internet, cloud, and SaaS application. You will see these SaaS applications are being used. SaaS applications means software as a service, right? Software as a service. Like we use Skype, okay, and many other software as a service applications are available, like Google Drive, okay, okay. So you can say that it separates underlying WAN infrastructure from services and application, services and applications that run over the network. Okay, क्लियर। जो अंडरलाइंग वैन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होता है उसके ऊपर आप क्या करते हो, एस डी वैन इम्प्लीमेंट करते हो। ओके, उसके बाद उसके ऊपर क्या करते हो, एस डी वैन इम्प्लीमेंट करते हो। इसीलिए एस डी वैन को क्या बोलते हैं, ओवरले नेटवर्क। एस डी वैन इज कॉल्ड ओवरले नेटवर्क। एंड the WAN transport which you are using like MPLS, internet or 5G LTE connections, they are called underlay network। okay, वो underlay network का पार्ट होते हैं। ठीक है, अभी जब मैं कॉन्फ़िगर करके दिखाऊंगा आपको तब समझ में आएगा। ठीक है, अंडरले नेटवर्क एंड ओवरले बताऊंगा आगे। SD-WAN provides a single pane of glass for management analytics, right? You can add this here. SD-WAN provides a single management plane और सिंगल पेन ऑफ ग्लास, राइट? ऐसे करके लिख सकते हो आप, सिंगल पेन ऑफ ग्लास फॉर मैनेजमेंट एनालिटिक्स एंड पॉलिसी configuration and policy configuration across the SD-WAN overlay network. Okay, clear. So these are, you can say, the benefits or improvements which can be provided by SD-WAN over traditional WAN, right? Okay. After this, if I talk about the components of SD-WAN, right? components, or you can say Cisco SD-WAN architecture and components, right? Here we will see what are the different components we use. Cisco SD-WAN architecture and components. Now, this Cisco SD-WAN or Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN solution is made up of four different plane. You can write it like this. The Cisco SD-WAN, Cisco Catalyst, or here you can say Viptela also. Okay, SD-WAN is made up of four segregated planes, four segregated planes. First one is called orchestration plane. Orchestration plane. Then we have management plane. Then we have control plane. Then we have data plane. Okay, data plane. Orchestration plane, management plane, control plane and data plane. देखो जो ट्रेडिशनल वैन एनवायरनमेंट होता था उसमें कितने टाइप्स के प्लेन होते थे पता है आपको? ट्रेडिशनल
three,
वैन में थ्री होते थे, राइट?
two
कंट्रोल
manage
कंट्रोल प्लेन, मैनेजमेंट प्लेन एंड डेटा
data.
प्लेन, right? But here we have these four segregated planes: orchestration plane, management plane, control plane, and data plane. Okay. Now all these planes have their own functions and responsibilities, and they are separated from each other. Okay. For example, if you replace a device in data plane, it does not affect the control plane or management plane or orchestration plane. Okay. अगर आप डेटा प्लेन से एक डिवाइस हटा देते हो, कोई वैन राउटर आप रिमूव कर देते हो, तो वो आपके मैनेजमेंट प्लेन पे या कंट्रोल प्लेन पे या कह सकते हो आपकी ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन प्लेन पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं करेगा, राइट? एंड इट अप्लाइज इफ यू रिप्लेस ए कंट्रोलर in the control plane or in the management plane, it will not affect your data plane forwarding. Okay, it will not affect your data plane forwarding. So if you compare this to the traditional WAN design, where each device was participating in data plane, right? And it was also creating control plane. It was also handling management plane. जो एक राउटर होता था वो राउटर तीनों डेटा को हैंडल करता था, राइट? वो मैनेजमेंट प्लेन को भी हैंडल कर रहा है, वो डेटा प्लेन को भी फॉरवर्ड करता था, और कंट्रोल प्लेन भी मैनेज करता था, राउटिंग टेबल क्रिएट करता था, नेबरशिप मेंटेन रखता था, राइट? So here these three planes are, you can say, separated. I will show you how. Okay, clear? Now if I talk about this orchestration plane, अब देखो होता क्या है कि ये प्लेन्स को मैनेज करने के लिए, इन डेटा को मैनेज करने के लिए यहाँ पे कुछ कंट्रोलर्स यूज होते हैं. ओके, like if I talk about orchestration plane, it will be handled by vbond controller. And now in Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN, it is called validator. It is called validator. Okay, आपने देखा था कंपोनेंट्स और ये सब कंट्रोलर्स एक बार देखे थे आपने?
नहीं सर लगा दिए क्या पावर केबल
This management plane is handled by vmanager. Okay, then control plane is handled by vsmart controller, vsmart. And in Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN, it is called controller. ओके, वैसे तो देखो ये तीनों ही कंट्रोलर हैं, ठीक है? वी बॉन्ड कंट्रोलर, वी मैनेजर, देन this V smart controller. But in Cisco Catalyst SD-WAN, in new naming convention, this V smart controller is called controller only, this controller. Okay, and data plane will be forwarded by WAN edge devices, like we have V edge router and C edge router. ये मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगा, ठीक है? V edge and C edge. Okay. So these are the controllers, vBond controller, vManager, and this vSmart. These are the controllers. And to handle data plane, here we use these vEdge router and cEdge router. Here you can write router. These vEdge and cEdge, they are not controller. ठीक है? जो vEdge और cEdge ये controller नहीं होते हैं, ठीक है? ये क्या होते हैं? WAN edge routers, WAN edge routers. ओके, जो आपके एक्चुअल राउटर्स हैं जो एसडी वैन ओवरले नेटवर्क में कनेक्ट होते हैं डेटा को फॉरवर्ड करने के लिए। ठीक है, अब देखो हम लोग एक एक करके इन तीनों को चारों को डिस्कस करते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द ऑर्केस्ट्रेशन प्लेन। ओके, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट orchestration plane, so here you can say Cisco vBond or validator is used to handle orchestration plane. Okay, orchestration plane, it is responsible to orchestrate the process of onboarding. It is responsible to orchestrate it, orchestrate the onboarding process of new the process of onboarding or onboarding process of new unconfigured devices to the SD-WAN fabric or SD-WAN overlay network. It is the first point of authentication when a device tries to join SD-WAN overlay fabric. When a device tries to join SD-WAN overlay fabric, it is responsible for authentication and whitelisting. Screen is not visible. Okay. Let me share it again. Okay. Now, are you able to see it?
No, sir.
Hello. I think your internet is fluctuating, Mr. Sushil. Are you able to hear me?
Check.
Hello.
Hello.
Your voice is very low. I am not able to hear you actually because it is breaking actually, not low. आपकी आवाज कट रही है। आपका इंटरनेट सही चल रहा है? हेलो। हेलो। So here I was telling you that this vBond controller is responsible for authentication and whitelisting of vEdge routers. Okay, of vEdge routers and distribution of and distribution of, you can say, control and management information. information. Okay. So whenever any WAN edge router will try to join SD-WAN overlay network, first of all, it will go to vBond controller. Okay. For authentication and whitelisting. If that WAN edge router is able to authenticate successfully, okay, then it will be able to join SD-WAN overlay network. Here, the authentication will be performed with the help of digital certificates. Okay. If the digital certificate is valid, then your WAN edge router will be authenticated successfully and it will be able to create a DTLS tunnel with that particular controller. अब जैसे मान के चलो इसने वी बॉन्ड से ऑथेंटिकेशन परफॉर्म कर लिया, ठीक है, फिर ये मैनेजमेंट प्लेन के लिए वी मैनेजर के साथ एक डीटीएलएस कंट्रोल चैनल बना लेगा, डीटीएलएस टनल बना लेगा, so that it can communicate with the controllers. Okay, we will see that process also. After that, we have V manager or management plane, right? So for management plane, you can say that Cisco V manage or V manager is used to provide or is used to handle management plane in SD-WAN overlay network. Okay, in SD-WAN overlay network. It provides a GUI or user interface. It provides a GUI or user interface, okay, of the system and it is the dashboard.
Okay.
It is the dashboard. Are you saying something?
No,
Okay. And it is the dashboard that is accessed by network admins to manage and configure policies for SD-WAN fabric. Okay. So it is responsible to collect network telemetry data. It is responsible to collect network telemetry data, analytics, right? Analytics and alert on events in SD-WAN fabric and alert on events in SD-WAN fabric. Okay.